Now, there's freedom of movement across Britain and the EU at the moment, but back in May, the Home Office qualified the right of Europeans to reside here by saying that those who have nowhere to live can be sent back to their own country. Now, this means EU citizens who are found living on the street for whatever reason can be forcibly repatriated. It's a way of reducing the number of street sleepers, which have been boosted by foreigners struggling to settle in. Katie Inman has been looking at how the policy is working.
I would say that we would have around 50 to 60 people sleeping rough, and many of them would move out only for the summertime because they are happy to live in these conditions and save up some money, but some people have to stay all the time because they don't have constant work.
Do they know anyone who's been removed and sent home for rough sleeping?
They did know some people who have been removed by immigration and they are not happy.
If you're working, it's not a problem, but if you can't find work to support yourself, then it's hard. You won't have anywhere to sleep because if you're not paid, they'll throw you out.
They are earning around £50 a day, from which around 35 they spend for food and £15 usually they send back to their families back in Romania.
We're honest, we don't steal. We didn't come to England to steal. We came here to work. We're looked down on, we're seen as bad, as if we're here to burgle, to steal. That's how I think they see us.
I'm worried because I could be sent back at any moment. They're not going to give me warning. They'll just come and take us and everything we have. They'll just grab me and say, it's over, leave everything behind, you've got to leave.
What isn't helpful is people just being penalised. So you may have someone who's working, who's just lost their accommodation. They may have a settled way of life here. They might be married, they might have children here, they might be permanently resident. And just if they spend one night out on the streets, and that happens to be the night when the Home Office are doing an operation and they're found sleeping rough, on that basis they can be forcibly removed and wouldn't even be able to return to this country to visit their children. And that seems disproportionate.
When you came here from Latvia 5 years ago, what were you hoping for?
To get a job and to get in a house, that's all, which sort of was arranged, but which wasn't true, that's all. That was the main prime reason why I came in England.
What would you say to people who said you're here in this country, you haven't got work, you haven't got anywhere to live, and that you shouldn't be sleeping on the streets, and therefore if you can't sustain yourself, you should be removed from this country?
It doesn't mean if I lost a roof, it doesn't mean I can't support myself. I still can support myself. I don't shoplift, I don't rob people, I avoid basically crime. Against me, it's not fair. I simply try to survive, and someone is basically making a wrong picture of me, and so I'm being brushed with the same brush with other homeless people, drug addicts and stuff.
The issue around whether or not somebody should be removed is invariably nothing to do with their economic inactivity, but has always traditionally been associated with some sort of criminalisation process, having been imprisoned, etc. And one of the things that is clear is that you cannot remove somebody simply on the basis of poverty, but rather for criminality.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.
Katie Inman reporting there.